I was just sitting in the U-bend thinking about death. And it fell through the top of my head.
Moaning Myrtle, you're one creepy crybaby, and that's all thanks to the actor who plays you. We're looking at you, Shirley Henderson. Your soft and raspy voice has allowed you to play characters who are much younger than you are in real life. Like that time you played the 14-year-old bathroom ghost in Harry Potter in the Chamber of Secrets. It's hard to believe that you were actually 35 years old at the time. That makes you the oldest actor to portray a Hogwarts student. Then, when you were 37, you played Myrtle once again in Goblet of Fire. Now that's just wild. 30-something-year-old actors are used to portraying high school students, and kid actors are used to starring in creepy and mature movies. But some actors were just way too old or too young for the characters they played. Keep watching to find out which 40-year-old actor portrayed a high school student in Pretty Little Liars.
What's there to be angry about?
I think we look cute. Did you put them in my book?
Emma Kenney is well known for playing Debbie Gallagher, the good girl gone bad in Shameless. She was only 12 years old when she landed the gig, but thanks to the TV series, Emma would grow up a little too quickly. It's no secret that Shameless isn't for kids. It has tons of mature themes and surprising twists. During an interview with Vulture, Emma opened up about playing Debbie on the series. She revealed that filming certain scenes was very awkward for her.
How does my hair look?
I don't know, red?
Like when Debbie had to barge out of the bathroom and exclaim that she was now a woman. At the beginning of the series, Debbie was a sweet girl who helped Fiona around the house. She took care of her father, Frank, no matter how inebriated he was. But by the time Debbie turned 13, she started acting out. She continuously went after older men, and she was obsessed with getting intimate. But the biggest shocker was when Debbie tricked her boyfriend into getting her pregnant. Emma had to portray a 15-year-old mother on the show, but in real life, the actor told Vulture that she was a goody two-shoes. While Emma was too young to be on such a mature show, she did an amazing job of portraying the redheaded Gallagher sister.
I know who I love and I know what I want.
Ian Somerhalder and Paul Wesley played the brothers Damon and Stefan Salvatore, respectively. But portraying vampires isn't the only thing these actors have in common. Not only were they freakishly handsome, but they both played characters who were a lot younger than them in real life.
Oh, I still do. I just love that they love me.
Well, if you don't take their vampire ages into account, that is. Stefan was turned into a vampire when he was about 18 years old, but Paul Wesley was 27 years old during the first season of Vampire Diaries. By the time the series aired its last episode, Paul was 35 years old. While he still looked young, he didn't look like the youthful vamp we met in season 1. And then there's Ian Somerhalder. Although his character Damon received his fangs when he was 25 years old, Ian was 30 when he first accepted the role. By the time the series wrapped, he was 38 years old and still playing the dark and brooding 25-year-old creature of the night. While we can't imagine anyone else playing Damon and Stefan, these actors were a little too old for their roles.
That was impressive. But the coffins aren't here, so...
Oscar winner Natalie Portman has made a name for herself as one of the most dedicated, talented, and beautiful actors of her generation. But growing up in front of the camera wasn't always easy. Natalie was discovered by an agent in a pizza shop when she was just 11 years old. The agent urged her to try her hand in modeling, but Natalie chose to pursue acting instead. Then, just 1 year later, she landed the role of Matilda in the 1994 movie The Professional. But it didn't take long for Natalie to realize that she had been much too young for the role.
Who do you think this is gonna kill, donkeys and monkeys?
At the time, the preteen had just begun discovering her womanhood, but the movie she starred in was much too advanced for her. In The Professional, Matilda was taken under an Italian hitman's wing when she attempted to avenge her family. Problem was, Matilda would go on to fall in love with the hitman and try to seduce him. Natalie quickly realized that she'd chosen the wrong movie to star in when creepy emails came flooding in. To make matters worse, people started counting down to her 18th birthday, because that was when she would become legal. It was all too much for Natalie, and it made her feel uncomfortable and unsafe.
If I win, you keep me with you for life.
Jason Earles played Miley Stewart's older and slightly annoying brother on the hit Disney Channel show Hannah Montana. The show would run for a total of 4 seasons, beginning in 2006 and ending in 2011.
If we are ever stranded on a desert island, I am so trading you to the natives for coconuts.
But while Miley Cyrus would be of an age with her character, the same can't be said about Jason and his character Jackson. In season 1 of the show, Miley went from being 13 to 14 years old, and her older brother Jackson would go from 15 to 16. However, Jason Earles was 29 years old at the time. Jason's real age continues to shock his fans. After all, he really did look like a young teen. By the time Jackson turned 19 on the show, Jason was 34 years old. What's even more surprising is that Jason Earles was a married man throughout the show's run. Jason and his now ex-wife, Jennifer, had gotten married in 2002, but they called it quits in 2013.
Do I not do this when I graduate from college?
You mean if you graduate?
You mean if you graduate? You mean if you graduate?
Here at The Things, we love dishing out fun facts about our favorite celebrities. If you like getting all the deets, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications for more. Go into your YouTube settings and switch on push notifications if you're watching on your mobile. This way, you'll be the first to watch our latest videos. Stay tuned to find out which kid and adult actors were only 5 years apart when they starred in Love Actually. Bianca Lawson has been cast as a teenager more times than she'd like to admit. The actor doesn't age like the rest of us. In fact, it's almost as if she doesn't age at all. Bianca was born in 1979, and she portrayed teenage girls on shows like Sister Sister, Saved by the Bell, and Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
Oh. They call me Kendra.
But that was back in the 90s when she was an actual teenager. Just like Ian Somerhalder and Paul Wesley, Bianca played a supernatural character on Vampire Diaries. She would portray Emily Bennett for a total of 5 years, and she was 35 years old when she last appeared on the show. However, her character Emily was a witch whose real age was unknown, so she got away with that one. But in 2010, Bianca was cast as Maya St. Germain in Pretty Little Liars. Her character was said to be around 17 years old, but at the time, Bianca was 31. Bianca, you're doing something right if you can get away with playing a teenager in your 30s.
You spend too much time thinking about what things mean.
Anyone who watched Game of Thrones was immediately smitten by the witty and persuasive Marjorie Tyrell. The character was played by English actor Natalie Dormer, who was 30 years old when she made waves as Marjorie.
I want to be the queen.
In the books, the character was introduced when she was 16, but producers chose to make her 18 years old on the show. Natalie was 34 years old by the time the character met her demise in the series, which made locking lips with her on-screen husband all the more disturbing. You see, Dean Charles Chapman, the actor who portrayed Tommen Baratheon, was only 17 years old when he filmed intimate scenes with Natalie, who was 32 at the time. Bustle reported that Dean Thomas was a little freaked out when filming scenes with Natalie. In the end, the actor found it all to be very disturbing.
She'll never let you out of her sight.
Dakota Fanning will forever go down in history as one of the best child actors of all time. But due to her young age and advanced acting skills, the actor has been cast into roles that were way too adult for her. In 2010, Dakota portrayed Sherry Curie in The Runaways.
It really looks terrible. Good.
But despite being 16 years old at the time, viewers felt that Dakota's character was much too advanced for her age. But nothing compared to watching America's sweetheart fall victim to substance abuse while trying on corsets and attempting to seduce much older men. Although Dakota's performance was flawless, as usual, something about the movie just didn't sit well with viewers. Dakota was much too young to be playing such a sinister role.
Do you want to be in the band?
Are you kidding?
13 Reasons Why is a very controversial show that has stumped viewers from the very beginning. But that's not the only thing that has baffled fans of the show. Ever since we first laid eyes on Tony Padilla, we knew that something just didn't add up, and it turned out to be his age.
Excuse me? I don't have a bitchy bone in my body.
In Season 1, most of the Liberty High students are 16 years old, and while the actors who play them in real life are a little bit older than that, Tony just didn't look the part. Tony, who's portrayed by Christian Navarro, had tons of tattoos and drove a red Mustang, so fans quickly raised their eyebrows at him, and as it turns out, they were right to assume that Tony was played by an actor who was older than most of the cast. After all, Christian was 26 years old when he was cast as Tony, but what's most surprising is that Ross Butler, who plays Zach Dempsey, is even older than Christian. He was 27 years old in Season 1.
Yes, yeah. I meant with me as part of the...
Back in 2003, Keira Knightley starred as Juliet in the romantic comedy Love Actually. But something about this movie just didn't make sense, and that's the age gap between Keira and her co-star Thomas Brodie Sangster. Keira played a newlywed in the film, but as it turns out, she was only 18 years old in real life.
I look quite pretty.
In another storyline, an 11-year-old boy named Sam continuously tried to get the attention of his crush, Joanna. But in real life, Thomas, who played Sam, was 13 years old. It's hard to believe that Thomas and Keira were only 5 years apart in this movie. Keira's on-screen lover, played by Chiwetel Ejiofor, was 26 years old at the time, which was a much more fitting age for a newlywed.
No surprises?
No surprises.
Chloe Grace Moretz is known for her versatile acting skills, but back in 2010, she made headlines for all the wrong reasons. Chloe was just 12 years old when she began filming for the blockbuster film Kick-Ass, and by the time she was 13, the movie was making waves all over the world.
So you want to play?
But due to the film's violent nature, viewers couldn't help but feel like Chloe shouldn't have been given the role. Critics took to the internet to question the moral compass of the cast. People were outraged that producers would give the young actor a script containing extreme language and brutality without batting an eye. However, Chloe seemed to enjoy starring in Kick-Ass, and it helped bring her acting career to a whole new level.
And you'll do anything I say.
And that's a wrap. Before you go, tell us which age gap surprised you the most in the comment section below. Thanks for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe for more. We'll catch you next time on The Things.